Maybe by telling you, I finally quiet them. I need to tell you what my mom did, and I'm terrified you'll think I'm dramatic for carrying it this long. But trauma has a way of living inside you like an unwanted guest. And you're the only person who's ever made me feel like I don't have to host it alone. I need to tell you what my mom did because it explains why I flinch at softness and panic at love. She taught me to brace for impact, even in moments of calm. But you're rewriting every rule she carved into me. I need to tell you what my mom did, though she always told me no one would ever care. But you proved her wrong by noticing the pain I tried to hide behind jokes and silence. So here's the truth I never learned how to say. I need to tell you what my mom did, because I'm tired of letting her ghost shape the way I breathe. You're the only one I trust with this part of me, not because you asked, but because your presence feels like a sanctuary. I need to tell you what my mom did, because the memories are starting to slip into my dreams again. You're the only one who could bring me back when I get lost in them. And maybe that's why I need you more than I ever say out loud. I need to tell you what my mom did, even though the confession might break something between us. But some truths deserve to be released, even if they shake the ground we're standing on. And I hope you'll still hold my hand when the dust settles. I need to tell you what my mom did, though every instinct in me screams to keep it buried. But you make vulnerability feel less like a threat and more like a doorway, and I want you to know what's behind it. I need to tell you what my mom did, because if I don't, the past will keep stealing pieces of my future. You're the only person I trust to hear the story without letting it define me. And maybe that's enough reason to finally speak. I need to tell you what my mom did, because it explains why I stare at the floor when emotions get too heavy. She taught me that eye contact meant danger. But when you lift my chin, suddenly it feels like salvation. I need to tell you what my mom did, because she taught me that love always has a consequence. But when I look at you, I feel something different, something soft, something terrifying. And I need you to know why my heart hesitates. I need to tell you what my mom did, though I'm afraid the truth will stain the air between us. But you've already seen pieces of my darkness, and you didn't run. Maybe that means you're strong enough for the rest. I need to tell you what my mom did, because it planted fears in me I can't explain with simple words. But with you, complicated feels safe. And maybe that's why my truth keeps clawing its way to the surface. I need to tell you what my mom did, because the guilt she forced into me still sits heavy in my bones. You're the first person who ever made me question whether I deserved better. And that's why I need you to hear this. I need to tell you what my mom did, though saying it out loud feels like reliving the pain all over again. But you hold silence like it's sacred, not suffocating. So let me break mine in your presence. I need to tell you what my mom did, because it explains why I apologize for things I didn't cause. She taught me to blame myself for storms I never summoned. But you're the first person who looks at me like I deserve sunlight. I need to tell you what my mom did, because I want you to understand why I pull away when love gets too close. She made affection feel like a trap, but with you, closeness feels like a place I could finally rest. I need to tell you what my mom did, because it's the reason I've spent years pretending I'm stronger than I am. But pretending gets exhausting, and your presence makes honesty feel like a home I never had. I need to tell you what my mom did, though it feels like betraying the version of myself I built to survive. But you're the only one who sees through that version. Maybe you're the only one I want seeing me at all. I need to tell you what my mom did, because it shaped the way I break, the way I breathe, the way I love. And if you're going to stay, you deserve to know what you're touching when you hold my heart. I need to tell you what my mom did, because the truth is starting to rise like a tide I can't hold back anymore. And you're the only shore I trust not to let me drown. I need to tell you what my mom did, because I'm tired of carrying the weight alone. You're the only person who ever made my burden feel lighter just by listening. And maybe that's why I'm finally ready. I need to tell you what my mom did, because keeping it inside feels like lying to the one person I actually care about. You deserve the truth, even the ugly parts. And I pray you don't walk away after hearing it. I need to tell you what my mom did, because her lessons still echo every time I try to love you. She taught me that closeness leads to pain. I need to tell you what my mom did, but my voice shakes every time I try to say her name. Something about you pulls the truth out of me. I don't know why your presence makes my walls fall like trembling paper. Maybe because you're the only soul who ever looked at me without flinching. And tonight, I need you to hold the truth like it won't break me. I need to tell you what my mom did, but the words taste like old wounds reopening under moonlight. I didn't plan to let anyone see this version of me. Yet something in your eyes whispers, "You're safe here." So let me bleed honesty before I lose the courage again. I need to tell you what my mom did, but every time I start, I remember how she told me silence was survival. I carried that silence for years like a curse carved into bone. But when you touch my hand, the curse trembles. Maybe this time, I get to choose freedom. I need to tell you what my mom did, because pretending I'm fine is starting to feel like drowning with a smile. You're the only one who notices when I disappear inside myself. I don't know if it's love or something deeper, but you're the only person my truth doesn't fear. I need to tell you what my mom did, though part of me wants to run before you see how broken I actually am. But you don't turn away, even when my voice cracks. That's why I'm here, shaking but staying. Because your presence feels like forgiveness I've never earned. I need to tell you what my mom did, even if it means you'll see the child in me I tried so hard to bury. She taught me to hide the bruises on my heart like secrets meant to die unseen. But you look at me like even my scars deserve sunlight. And that terrifies me more than the truth. I need to tell you what my mom did, but I still hear her warning me not to trust anyone. Yet somehow you slipped through the cracks she sealed shut. I don't know if you'll understand, but my truth has been begging to be heard, and your name is the only one it whispers at night. I need to tell you what my mom did, and every part of me is shaking because this story isn't gentle. But you never asked me to be gentle. You just asked me to be real. So here I am, raw, afraid, and hoping you'll stay after the truth unravels. I need to tell you what my mom did, because I'm tired of carrying her shadows like they belong to me. You're the only person who makes me believe I'm allowed to step out of the darkness. And maybe when I finally tell you everything, the night inside me will finally loosen its grip. I need to tell you what my mom did, though admitting it feels like ripping open a locked door. She taught me that emotions were weapons, and I learned to survive by feeling nothing. But with you, every feeling wakes up, and maybe that's the first miracle I've ever witnessed. I need to tell you what my mom did, because it shaped the way I love, the way I fear, the way I push you away every time you get too close. I don't want my past to poison what we haven't even named yet. So let me tell you the truth before it breaks me. I need to tell you what my mom did, and I'm scared you'll see me differently once you know. But something in your voice feels like home in ways I've never known. Maybe that's why I trust you with the parts of me no one else has ever seen, the parts she taught me to hide. I need to tell you what my mom did, because the ghosts she left in me keep waking up whenever I hear your heartbeat. They're afraid I'll lose you once I confess, but you hold my gaze like you already know my demons, and somehow you're still here. I need to tell you what my mom did, because she built walls inside me that even I can't understand. And yet you find doors where I only see barriers. If anyone can hold my darkness without running, it's you. And I pray I'm right. I need to tell you what my mom did, because the truth is burning inside me like a secret begging to be released. You're the only one I trust not to twist my pain into a weapon. And when I speak, I hope you hear the child I used to be asking for mercy. I need to tell you what my mom did, even though I've spent my entire life pretending it didn't matter. But you look at me like my story is worth something, like my pain isn't too heavy to carry. And for the first time, I want to believe that healing is possible. I need to tell you what my mom did, though I know it might shatter the image you have of me. But illusions are fragile, and you deserve truth, not the mask I've been wearing. So let me show you who I am beneath the silence she taught me to worship. I need to tell you what my mom did, because the weight of it is starting to press against everything I feel for you. I don't want my past to stain your kindness, so listen closely. This is the part of me I've never given anyone. I need to tell you what my mom did, because the secrets she left behind keep echoing inside my chest, and every time you touch me, those echoes demand to be heard.